Thank you for joining me in part number 22 of this lecture series by Maulana Dr. Fazlur Rahman Ansari to a multicultural audience, the role of religion, whether it's Christianity or Islam, in today's society and how to solve problems of society. So let's listen further to this magnificent talk. Please share it with others as well, and let's get going with this.
Of materialistic thinkers arose in the Western world until what do you find in the Western world now? We talk so much of materialism in these communist countries. Of course, they are outspoken materialists. It is their ideology. But what do we find in the free world? If you find the scientific materialism of Karl Marx in these communist countries, of the Soviet Union and China, etc., you find philosophical materialism ruling the roost in all Western countries. And the consequences are that in spite of the best efforts from the side of believers in God, who are to be found also, of course, in all these countries, materialism is advancing continuously. And when materialism is advancing continuously, the morals of the people are being shaped accordingly. When the faith in God is gone, when even people from certain churches can stand up and speak that God is dead and accept this defeat, although God is alive and He is eternal. When faith in God is dead, or faith in God becomes meaningless, you can never expect that humanity will ever believe logically in the absoluteness of moral values. On the basis of materialism and its philosophy, the only thing that can happen, the only social order that can emerge is this social order which you are now finding, which you call the permissive society. Then this is the only order which should be there. And if the philosophy of materialism is correct, then man should exploit man because there is absolutely no moral bond of unity between human beings. Because thinking about this materialistic philosophy as to what it implies, it implies that there is no God, that this world has come into being by itself, which means that this world is a chance order, which again means that everything in this world exists by chance, which means in concrete terms about human beings that every human being comes into this world by chance, stays here by chance, enjoys his life by chance, and gets sorrow by chance, and dies out by chance. What stability in life can be conceived on the basis of this materialistic theory? And if it is not that, then the only ideal for a human being can be make the best of this bad bargain. It is a bad bargain. Life is purely physical. There is no such thing as the soul under materialism. There is no such thing as life hereafter under materialism. The life is only this life which I can live. Whether I am able to live here for 5 years, or I am able to live here for 20 years, or I am able to live here for 100 years. But it is an uncertain life, because every moment is based on chance. It is a chance order. I may be very healthy, and I may be very affluent, and I may protect myself against all mishaps. But even then, because it is a chance order, I may die the next moment. And consequently, I must try to make the best of this bad bargain. I am here. I must try to survive here. And as Darwin gave the cue, his theory of survival of the fittest, that is applied straight away in social relations, that this world is meant only for those who are fittest. That is, this world is the world of might is right. This world is the world of the law of the jungle. And to talk of civilization and culture and philosophy is absolute idiocy. These are the logical consequences of this philosophy of materialism. And this philosophy of materialism has given to us a psychology which is called the mechanistic psychology or behavioristic psychology.
Dr. Fazlul make a very important point here that Darwin's theory of survival of the fittest has changed human beings to go towards evil, to say only the strong must survive, and they say might is right. That means if we are strong, we can do what we want to, whereas moral human beings say it's not might is right, but it's that right is might. Whatever is right, morally right, that is what gives you strength.
There we are taught what this human being is. And they teach us that this human being is merely a robot. That is, this human being is only a biological automaton. That it is only a biological being. It has no psyche and it has no soul. All right? If I am only an animal, if I am only a biological being, then all talk of truth and justice and beauty and righteousness and honesty is beside the mark. It's not for me. It can be only for those who might be moral beings living somewhere on any other planet or in God's good heaven. But if I am just an animal being, if I am just a physical being, then what should be my ideal? The ideal was laid down by a person long ago who conceived it as to what should be the logical motto if we believe in materialism. These mottos are attributed to Epicurus, the great Greek thinker. And we are told that he gave us two mottos on the basis of this materialistic philosophy. And they were, eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we die.
It is important to remember that Dr. Fazlur Rahman is a medical doctor, a student of philosophy and arts, and in his final thesis he got a mark of 98%, so he's got a deep understanding of philosophy, alhamdulillah.
And this is what our youngsters in the permissive society are trying to do. They are rational, they are honest. Let the people come forward and teach them that there is God, and convince them they will change their way of life. Otherwise, even if you take the rod in your hand, it is not going to help you. It is going to make matters worse, and it is going to make their revolt more intensified. That is the logical motto which comes under the philosophy of materialism, which is ruling the world under this great, great, great modern civilization, which is the product of this modern civilization. Then the other motto is everyone unto himself, and devil take the hindmost. What else do we see in this materialism-ridden world? This world which talks of God only as a lip service, which talks about God once in a blue moon, which goes to worship God once in a blue moon, and that also in a social manner and not in a spiritual manner. As a social etiquette and not as something spiritual. In this world, what can you expect except that these innocent, honest young people, these young boys and these young ladies, who are more honest than we are, who have purer minds than we have, who want to be more rational than we want to be, naturally they take to that permissive society. So, Mr. Chairman, do not complain against these people. This is the logical outcome of that movement against God and on behalf of materialism, which started centuries ago. And of course it has magnified, and it must be magnified. It must go on increasing, and it is a standing challenge to all those who call themselves Muslims or Christians or Hindus or Buddhists. Let them come forward.
That brings us to the end of episode 22. Join me in the next episode, is episode 23. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.